Today we're talking about picking a niche. This one thing could cost you a lot of money if you're not careful. Like, subscribe, and share this channel so maybe we can help other business owners just like yourself or someone looking at starting a business if they're trying to figure out how to pick a niche. So let's get started. Hi, Chris here with Niche Your Business, and today we're talking about picking your niche. In this video today, I'm gonna walk through maybe some mistakes I made more than 5 years ago that I wish I would have known. So when it comes to picking your niche, the first thing you wanna start with is research. This was a huge mistake that I made. I just decided to go with a particular niche because of some pain point, but I didn't do a lot of research here. And because of that, I didn't really have a lot of strategy. So when doing research, when you're picking a niche, look, I see this all the time with insurance agents. I see it with real estate agents. You kind of get this unicorn case that comes across your desk. You spend a month chasing it. You do finally get it done, but what did you overlook to get it done? Did you really make more money? Did you lose money? And how often is that going to come across your desk again? Sometimes never. Sometimes once a year. And depending on the revenue, maybe that once a year is worth it. But in research, this is one of the things you've got to look like. Hey, is there demand there? Am I solving a problem that is out there? Or can I help people understand that a problem exists? Because that's a lot of times what happens with someone's picking a niche. Let's use the pool behind me, for example. When I was looking at putting in a pool, I was doing a lot of research. Now, thankfully, I knew Marcus Sheridan, very well known, wrote a book called They Ask You Answer, I call the godfather of inbound marketing. And he built his fiberglass pool company. But you see, fiberglass is a niche of pools. Not everyone offers fiberglass. A lot of people offer vinyl, they offer cement, all these different types. So focusing just one of those, what you could see is, hey, if you're gonna get a fiberglass pool, if you're gonna be installing a fiberglass pool, is there enough demand out there for fiberglass pool? Do people want fiberglass pools? All these things. Now let's use insurance, for example. When I was picking the flood insurance, people told me I was crazy. They told me I was gonna fail. To this day, they still tell me we're going to fail. There's not enough demand for flood insurance outside coastal areas like Florida, North Carolina, New York, and New Jersey. But I knew there was enough demand because I was getting asked these questions every day by property owners, by insurance agents, real estate agents across the country. You see, when most people think about flood insurance, we actually didn't even do much on the coast, and we don't intend to. We have a very niche market of what we serve when we serve homeowners or real estate investors in non-coastal areas. But in picking the niche there, I understand there were certain areas that we did not want to focus on. There were certain areas that we did. And in doing that, I knew, A, we could be more competitive, that we were serving kind of a niche market of people had a certain pain point. Because in picking your niche and doing this research in this first step, understanding, hey, is the demand there today? Or is it going to be in the future? Or is the trend going down? These are things you want to understand when you're doing your research on your niche. Now, on doing your research, you can look at things like YouTube trends. You can do Answer the Public. You can use tools like SEMrush for website traffic and all these things to discover, hey, what are people searching for every month? That's something we do when we meet with our strategy team every month when we're creating what's called a topic cluster, which is like the main topic, and we've got these different topics that come off of them. It's what we do for Niche Your Business. It's what we do for Flood Insurance Guru. This is what we call a content strategy. But what we look at is traffic. Are people searching for this? What are people searching for? What questions are they asking? This should all go into that research part of picking a niche. Now, in picking your niche, you've done your research. You understand either there's enough demand there or there's not before going down that road. Now, let me tell you a little bit about why I kind of picked the niche I did. One reason is I had a master's degree in emergency management with a focus in flood and hazard mitigation. So I had a background in it, but that's actually not even what drove me into the niche. What drove me into the niche is I went to buy a house in a flood zone more than 12 years ago. It was a terrible experience. I was told my insurance premiums were going to be $3,000 when they should have been $300. I was told I wasn't going to be able to get this house. The real estate agent was not real sure what to do. The mortgage company wasn't sure what to do. Even the insurance company I worked for at the time was not sure what to do. So you see, as a consumer, I saw the pain point here because I personally went through it. And a lot of times that's why people pick the niches they do. Whatever it is, whether it's pool, it's insurance, real estate, whatever. Maybe it's a baker that only offers certain types of donuts. Or like you've heard us talk about in our other videos, the jack of all trades compared to focusing on that produce stand of maybe just offering a watermelon stand compared to every vegetable and fruit out there. Many times pain points or someone who's got a background in something. I said for me, it was flood, not just because that's what my educational background was in, but I personally had experience here. We were getting asked a lot of questions every day, and I couldn't continue to be be a jack of all trade or a generalist and do the flood. So we had to pick. And that's when we decided to do flood only in 2018. And we've been doing it every day since. So a lot of times that's what gets people into picking their niche is they've got a personal experience with something. They had a personal pain point that was solved and they know how people feel. And honestly, this can actually help you thrive when you pick your niche. One reason is instantly your audience can relate to you because they see you in their story. They see how you were transformed when you had a problem and you got that solution, and they see what success looks like when they implemented that solution. So having a personal experience in that niche can help you be very successful. So it's one thing you want to think about when picking that niche. So we've talked about the research. We talked about how, when you pick it. One of the other things when you pick a niche is you want to think about not just today, you want to think about a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Hey, what does long term, what does it look like? Is the runway long enough for me to be successful here? Is it going to take me 3 years to pick this niche to build it out? If I don't have any income coming in, how long is it going to take when I pick this niche to get it out there? And when I pick this niche, how are people going to find out about me offering this niche? That all goes into content creation. And you can click in the description of this video and reach out to us, and we'd be happy to meet with you to help you put a content creation plan in place. I'm not talking about just posting Facebook videos. I'm talking about being very strategic about creating the right kind of content for your audience and understanding your audience, which we'll talk about in another video. But when it comes to picking your niche, these are things you need to think about. Step 1, research. Step 2, start with maybe a personal story or a pain point that you personally went through. Or step 3, just a background that you've got in it. These are all things that can help you be successful when picking your niche. So when it comes to picking a niche, if you got further questions, as I said, in the description below, you can reach out to us and we'd be happy to sit down and brainstorm with you to help you understand, picking your niche. What can you expect? What are some things you need to look at? How do you put a plan together when implementing picking a niche of maybe walking away from other things or not walking away? What should you do here? So I hope you enjoyed today's video on picking a niche, some things you need to know about that we did not think about when it came to the research part, when it came to the implementation part, and all these things. I'm Chris with Niche Your Business. I want to say thank you for watching today's video.